I'm excited to note that for the past 2 days, leaders, they've gathered from all over the country, middle-level managers in corporations, private sector, public sector, to discuss leadership and sustainability. It's been 2 days of learning and relearning. Leaders of great thoughts from different industries, they've come to engage critical leaders. And I can tell you boldly that with the learning system that has happened in this room, in this particular environment, the peer review mechanism that has happened, the learning system that has taken place, I am certain that Nigeria is going to experience transformation like never before. There's going to be sustainable leadership that will begin to drive leaders like never before. My thinking is that it's high time Nigeria started investing heavily, creating budgets for leadership development, because the future of Nigeria is tied to leadership development. The future of Nigeria is tied to the quality of the leadership capital that leaders at different levels are able to actually create. The truth of the matter is that Nigeria must make progress, institutions must make progress, organizations must grow, but at the heart of it all will be the quality of the leadership culture that exists within organizations. So for those of them that send their leaders at the GOTNI Leadership Center's National Leadership Conference, I tell you, they are coming back with heavy knowledge that will impact their organizations. And for me, I have the greatest joy that I can ever imagine. From Brian Tracy to Professor Lumumba to Fiesekibo, to all of the leaders that have spoken, it's been just something you could say amazing. Yeah, I mean, first of all, the reason why GOTNI was set up in the first place is to address the leadership deficit that has faced Nigeria for all these years. A lot of institutions are not investing properly. They are not putting their money to developing leaders. The succession planning approach is not the type that we can celebrate. So therefore, the hunger for leadership development is become so needed that Nigeria has no option right now than to develop leaders. Otherwise, institutions will go into oblivion. We must transfer the knowledge from some of the best practices within and outside the country. We must transfer them into leaders within institutions so that they can rise and lead with honor, with credibility, with vision, and with sustainability in their hearts, so we can take care of this current generation and also produce resources that can take care of the future generations. I mean, that is the type of sustainable leadership we're talking to you about. That is the type of visionary leadership we're talking to you about. That is the type of transformational leadership we're talking to you about. And that time is now, so that our companies can rise and actually scale and produce. And we stop thinking from consumption, we begin to think production. The US government, precisely as a nation, spends $160 billion every year for leadership development across the country. My thinking is that everybody in this country who runs a company, who runs an organization, must create budgets for leadership development. As a government, precisely to run public sector, private sector, government must invest billions of naira to leadership development, not 10 million, not 100 million. I'm talking about billions of naira, because human capital development, specifically leadership capital development, is connected to growth. It's economics of leadership. It's opportunity cost. It's either you invest in the leadership capital and then growth is driven, or you don't. It's either you invest or you won't be able to produce the type of leaders that will connect with the central government and drive the type of growth that we're talking about.